Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. My name is George Trombley, and I feel like I said my name weird. It's not Trombley, it's Trombley. We are going to start again. Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. My name is George Trombley, and we are continuing down almost to the end of Japanese from Zero Book 3. We are finishing Lesson 10 right now, unless I decide to add something to it in the revision and then I come back and make another video. Right now, it should be done. We're going to be talking about an extremely important concept today. It is when I something something, or when you, or when he, or when she. It is this kanji right here, which is read as toki. Toki. If you know any kanji, if you know this particular one, you know it can also be read ji. Ji as in, for example, ichiji, 1 o'clock, which is also time related, right? So it's not only just read as ji, it can also be read as toki. It's also the kanji in tokidoki. Tokidoki, which means sometimes. Okay, except they typically don't write it twice. You will learn later on that there is a kanji that is used to repeat kanji. It looks like this. It's called the kurikaeshi. Kurikaeshi. Look it up. Kurikaeshi. Someone will type it, I'm sure. There it is. There it is. Someone in the stream typed it. I'm sure it'll be down below in the comments. It's called the kurikaeshi. And a lot of times when you have a kanji that's repeated, they don't write it twice. It's almost never written twice. It's kurikaeshi. More about that in Kanji from Zero. All right, and we do need to know these particular kanji down there, but we talked about that in the last video, so let's get to it. All right. So, main concept is just this toki. Toki. All right? And we do need to know the word wakai. Wakai. Wakai means young. Okay? Like me. Not like me. All right, let's look at some examples. Some grammar and usage, okay? So remember, when you learn a new grammar, you need to know how does it work with nouns, how does it work with verbs, and in Japanese, not just adjectives, but e-adjectives and na-adjectives have different usage models, okay? When you use it with a noun, it is noun, then no toki. These rules we already know. We've already learned that whatever the rules are for using adjectives and nouns to directly modify, we're just directly modifying toki, okay? The time when I blah, 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 or when I blah, 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 okay? So for example, if I want to say, when I was 12 years old, 12歳の時, 12歳の時, okay? And then I can just talk about it. It's just a time. It's used just like when we say next month or in January. It's a time phrase, right? When I'm sick, 病気の時. 病気の時, right? All right? When we're doing e-adjectives, what about e-adjectives? E-adjectives, they just directly modify by placing them right in front of the word, right? Exact same thing with toki. It's just e-adjective plus toki. So if you want to say, when I was young, 若い時. 若い時. Okay? Now, that can mean when I was young. Depending on the context of the sentence, it can become that. Or it can be when you are young, when you're talking in general to someone. Like, well, when you're young, you should definitely travel abroad at least once. That's my old man voice. But we could say, 若かった時. 若かった時. Now, it's not necessary though. You can totally just get away with saying 若い時 and then have the following part of the sentence be past tense, okay? For example, I don't have to say like when I was 12. I don't have to say 12歳だった時. I could, but I don't have to. So I could say, for example, I went to Japan when I was 12 years old. How would you say that? I went to Japan when I was 12 years old. Let's see if anyone in the live stream gets it. Kodomo no toki. Oh, that's very good. Now, kodomo no toki, when I was a kid, when I was a child. That's a very good example of using noun plus toki. Wakai toki means when I was young, yes, but finally someone got it. 12歳の時。12歳の時に日本に行きました。Now, the ni is not required after the toki. Okay, you don't have to have it. But because 12歳の時 is a time clause, you mark times with ni. Remember that? You mark times with ni, so it can be there. 12歳の時に日本に行きました。Or as someone pointed out, 若い時に日本に行きました。This verb can be other verbs. You could say 日本にいました。I was in Japan. 12歳の時に日本にいました。You could say from 12 to 21 years old, I was in Japan. 12歳から21歳まで日本に行きました。I didn't have to use toki, did I? Because I'm not saying when from this age to that age makes no sense, right? 12歳から21歳まで日本に行きました。But what if I just wanted to say when I was 21, I was in Japan? I actually just said go, went. I meant to say いました, sorry. When I was 21, I was in Japan. 21歳の時に日本にいました. All right? Okay. So now we've covered nouns. We've covered adjectives. But this main point of this lesson is really verbs. How do you say, actually I'm just going to show it to you. 食べるとき. Now you'll notice that I'm not saying 食べますとき. 食べますとき is awkward. Okay? We're going to use the casual forms, or also what are called the plain forms. Okay? These are the shortest versions of the verb. Okay? They are made short and put directly in front of toki. So 食べるとき means two things. It can mean when I eat, present tense, or depending on the context of the sentence, when I will eat. Okay? What about when I don't eat? When I don't eat. 食べないとき. Not 食べませんとき. 食べないとき. Alright? How about past tense? When I ate. It's not 食べましたとき. It's 食べたとき. 食べたとき. Now remember, because Japanese verbs are pronoun neutral, they all have, depending on the context, it can mean, all of these can mean, for example, 食べたとき can mean when I ate, when he ate, when she ate, when this guy ate. It can mean whoever we happen to be talking to at the time. 食べたとき. Okay? All right? What about when I want to eat? How would you say that? When I want to eat. When I want to eat. 食べたいとき. 食べたいとき. Now, just knowing how to say these is worthless, right? You need to know how to put them into a sentence. This is kind of like everyone who studies kanji, like for crazy, and they know 400 kanji, or they know 1,000 kanji. I know 1,000 kanji, but I don't know how to use them. I just know them. I know a couple words, but I don't know how to use them. I don't know any context. I'm a genius in kanji, but I don't know how to speak Japanese. I know quite a lot of people like this. It's like a Japanese person saying, I know 100,000 English words, but I don't know how to use them. I know how to say suspicious, but I don't know how to use it. I know how to say superfluous, but I don't know how to use it. I just know the word. Same thing with grammar. You need to know how to use these. This is a piece of grammar, right? We're directly modifying toki. Wow. 食べるとき, 食べないとき, 食べたとき. Even though that's not what we're really doing, I'm just teaching you toki, but really we're directly modifying toki, which we haven't learned yet. We have not learned that. I'm using it as if you already know it. If you're really smart, you'll figure out that this can be done for other things. I've talked about it in other videos, just not in this particular series. So how would you say, when I eat, I watch TV. When I eat, I watch TV. 食べるとき. The ni is not required. 食べるときにテレビを見ます. Now this sentence, could be, right now it's polite. Because even though we're saying taberu toki, which is informal verb in the middle there, right? In the beginning of the sentence, the final verb determines the politeness of the entire sentence. Because this is just like a clause in the sentence, right? Taberu toki. It's just a part of the entire sentence. It's not the final part of the sentence, okay? Because when you say taberu toki, you don't ever say tabemasu toki. That's very, very awkward, okay? So, taberu toki ni terebi o mimasu. Not only is it polite, but it also could be future tense. When I eat, I will watch TV. Only because mimasu can be future tense, right? But it can also mean present tense. I watch TV. You're talking about a general thing. You could say, for example, if I put itsumo in the front. Taberu toki wa, when I eat, itsumo terebi o mimasu. I always watch TV. Okay. Now, right now, I do intermittent fasting. That means that I won't eat for 16 hours. At least I'm back on it. When I was in London, I ate like every 2 minutes. I felt like literally every 2 minutes, because food in London I thought was very delicious. I'm sure some people will disagree. But normally, in the last month or so here in America, I've been not eating for a period of 16 hours. For example, right now, I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but if it's close to noon, I haven't eaten for the last 16 hours, and that's called intermittent fasting. It doesn't mean I don't eat for an entire day. But what happens when I don't eat? Tabenai toki wa, what happens? Onaka ga itai desu. Tabenai toki wa onaka ga itai desu. When I don't eat, my stomach hurts. Right? Sometimes, right? Okay? Tabenai toki wa onaka ga tokidoki itai desu. See how we know a lot of things. Right now I just made that sentence even better by saying, when I don't eat, my stomach sometimes hurts. Because it's not always, right? If I said onaka ga itai desu, now I've made a blanket statement that my stomach always hurts. You always assume that they mean always, right? But tabenai toki wa onaka ga tokidoki itai desu. Alright? Now what do I do when I want to eat? When I want to eat, there's a way to prevent myself from eating. I kind of trick my body by drinking coffee, which is what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm drinking very black coffee, so I don't actually put calories in my body during the intermittent fasting. So, how would you say, when I want to eat, I drink coffee. That's what I do. Tabetai toki wa, right? I'm specifically, we're using wa here because I'm emphasizing. Oh, when I want to eat, it really in English we just say it with a tone, right? When I want to eat, like I give it a little bit of a tone difference. In Japanese, the wa is what's doing that. Tabetai toki wa kohi o nomimasu. Kohi o nomimasu. Okay? Sometimes though, I forget to eat. I really do. I really forget to eat. And maybe I'm explaining the fact to my friend that, I was supposed to eat at 12. But when I ate, it was already 5 o'clock. When I ate, it was already 5 o'clock. How would you say that? Tabeta toki wa. I'm waiting for the delay. Everyone's doing pretty good. I've noticed there's a delay, a bigger delay than normal today. You guys are doing very good. But I'm waiting. Tabeta toki wa mou 5時 datta. Think outside. Username outside. Very good. I chose to go not informal. So I said deshita, but you were actually absolutely right. Remember, if I said tabeta toki wa mou 5時 deshita. When I ate, it was already 5. We learned all of this grammar before. That is polite because of deshita, which we learned way back in course 1. Then in course 2, we learned how to use mo. We learned time in course 1. And we learned tabeta in the beginning of course 2. And now we know how to use toki. Okay? If I want to make that exact same sentence into informal, I would say, tabeta toki wa mou 5時 datta. Right? What if I say, what? When you ate, was it already 5 o'clock? 食べたときはもう5時でしたか? See? Let's make it into a question. That's it. If you'd like to learn more Japanese, of course, dig into the book because I don't teach exactly everything. I do try to get through every grammar point, but there are more words. Sometimes there's more things that I talk about that I feel like you can go through with the book. For example, we're not really covering the kanji right now. The kanji so far you're covering on your own, and we're just filling in the gaps. You're also not covering, we have these vocabulary groups of words that you need to know, and there's a lot more example sentences. I purposely don't use the exact same grammar sentence examples in the video because I want to give you something extra. So that's it. I am going to be eating with my wife, and maybe you could translate this sentence down below. 奥さんと食べるときはいつも楽しいです。See you all next time. じゃあね。バイバイ。